I mean like 7. Today on the grid, it's Blind Photo Critique Day, and Skyping in from Cape Canaveral is my co-host. He's a Justin Bieber fan. He wants to go to Japan. He drives a sedan. He likes cheese from a can. He's got a long lifespan. He loves Jackie Chan. He's been to Spokane. He likes his pies pecan. He rocks out to Duran Duran. It's the real Rocket Man, Erik Kuna. We've got some cool news. We've got some delightful prizes today, including some new ones. And it all starts in just 21.4 seconds.
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
If I couldn't.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Grid. We are live. Glad to have you guys here. Mr. Kuna is over at Cape Canaveral. He's got a launch that he's shooting tonight, but he's in his car over at the Cape. What's up, Mr.
K? How's it going?
It's good. And once again, his head is larger than life, but I don't think there's much he can do about it because you're in your car, and it is what it is. So yeah, I'll just be Tiny Head Scott.
Yeah.
Tiny Head. I'm Tiny Head. Anyway, glad to have you here, Mr. K. Thank you for joining us here via cell connection. All right, so today is Blind Photo Critique Day. We've asked our viewers to send in images. We're going to get through 20 of them today. And Mr. Kuna, I don't know if he's going to be able to time him in his car. He usually keeps a timer. We'll just try to keep him we'll just kind of keep him short and sweet. Hey, we have some new giveaways today. Can we talk about these? I got some good stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, so we already have some cool stuff like the Boris Effects plugin, which we all know and love. And we have, ready for this? Look at this. Platypod Ultra Twin Pack. We're talking 2 platypods, double the fun, right? So it's the Platypod Twin Pack, and so it's good. It is good.
Oh yeah.
So, oh yeah, dude. When was the last time we gave away 2? Not often. Okay, we're also giving away a brand new book from Rick Salmon, How to Make Money While You Were Sleeping, and it's very, very interesting. So Rick's a very clever guy, and Rick is also fabulously wealthy. So if you want to learn how he did it, he makes money while he's sleeping. So that's really good stuff from Rick. We're also giving away my Lightroom 7-point system book. So that is my latest book. Right there, the 7-point system. We are giving away a copy of the amazing On1 No Noise AI. So that is Mr. Kuna's speed champion for noise reduction. And also I meant to mention this, Rick's book that we're giving away, the How to Make Money, it's signed. It's an autographed copy. So yay for that. So lots of good stuff to give away. How do they enter the contest, Mr. K?
Well, it's real easy. I mean, all you got to do is leave us a comment, tell us where you're from, what you'd like to win, or just ask a question. Obviously, today we're going to be doing blind critiques. There won't be a lot of time for Q&A, but if you got anything, just ask them in the comments, and then you're automatically entered.
Sure. Also, what was I going to say? I forget.
Yeah,
that thing. Anyway, yes, enter and join, and maybe you'll win. Hey, I got a new chair, didn't I? Is this my new chair?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I noticed I haven't dropped yet, so,
And I'll drop here.
Oh, is it me, or does it sound like Erik has just inhaled a helium balloon?
It might be. It might be the microphone. Who knows?
No, it's good. It's all good. Okay, so couple quick things. First off, thank you to everyone who attended the Portrait Photography Conference last week. My gosh, it went so great. We had so much fun. The thing that I think shocked and surprised people was how many in-studio live shoots with like models and different stuff that we had going. Like we didn't just talk about them. Like we're doing live shoots. I did a class where I did a shoot of a live model, which is so much better than a dead model. Shot the live model and then did the compositing. And I would do different lighting setups and different compositing. And we did it live in class. I did my 20 tips with live stuff. There was just so much live aspect to it that live shooting, right? Like like and I did have a section where I went on location too. But anyway, it was great. We had a great week. We had a great turnout. We're very grateful to everyone that came. So thank you for that. Number 2 is, I'm selling a whole bunch of gear. So yesterday I came in, Kathy Porupsky and we're photographing all of my Elinchrom gear. I have a ton of Elinchrom studio strobes, Rangers, Quadras, softboxes, ring lights, everything. I put a bunch of it on eBay last night. I'm putting the rest of it on tonight. I'm blowing it out. I'm blowing it out at great prices. I just got too much gear. I have way too much gear. I have so many lights. They're coming out my ears. At the portrait conference, I used Westcott's new FJ 400s, which are phenomenal for the price. Just unbelievable, incredible deal. And it was at that moment that I realized I need to sell all of my Elinchrom gear. So I'm selling even my giant mega softbox, the giant 72-inch softbox. I'm selling all of it. It's all going up on eBay. Some of it's there now. Some of it's coming up. So anyway, but if you're in the mood if you have Elinchrom gear and you want to add to it, or you want to use some Elinchrom gear, man, I got killer deals on all that stuff. Number 3, this is important. I have a new hamburger discovery.
Uh-oh.
This is a sleeper. It's a sleeper. You don't see it coming. But last night, I was ordering Outback. They were out of what I always get at the Outback, which is their prime rib. They have a new way of doing it now, which is called seared and seasoned, and it's so fantastic. And, of course, they were out of it. I'm like, I don't know. I'll try their hamburger. Oh, my gosh, the Outback hamburger is phenomenal. Like, I was stunned. I'm like, I was just expecting, you know how you go to some place and you get a hamburger and it's like, you know, I'm telling you, do not sleep on the Outback hamburger. They have 2 of them, and they're both tremendous. I'd had their other one a while back, but this is just a regular Outback cheeseburger. Oh, my gosh. So good. Are you ready to look at some images?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Let's hit our first one here. Let's go right here. We have 3 images to look at.
Aviation. All right.
Oh, we had more aviation photos than we've ever had in the history of the grid. Everybody turned in aviation photos. All right, let me just say this. I flippin' love these. I love them. I especially like this first one. I love how crisp it is and the detail, but they all have a little bit of a surrealistic look. I love this one. You feel like it is literally flying over your head. You feel like yelling duck where this one is. And I love the lighting is so soft and so subtle and everything here. And I'm sure some of that was added in Photoshop, which gets you 5 extra bonus points. I think these are great. I don't know if you can see these, Erik.
I can see them.
What are your thoughts? They're very different in their post.
They're great. I mean, it got good detail. I mean, yeah, with that first one, I really like it. There's that top, the thing on the top right is like right on the edge of the frame. I don't know if that, if that could be fixed in camera. And then the other thing is the middle one with the propeller. If you wanted to kind of accentuate that plot, that looks like it's almost faked anyways.
It could be,
but that's where you could kind of take that up a notch. It's getting a little bit more of that propeller.
But I really like what they've done post-processing wise. These are very artistic. These are not the standard stuff. Now, I got to tell you, we had so many people submit aviation photos. I included a few, but I mean, it would be Aviation Day. So when we have Larry Grace on the show next time, we'll just say make it aviation and everybody will send it in. But I really like these. I thought these had awesome. Really nice post-processing and also nicely composed. I mean, one thing it's different. They're different.
They're going for that surrealism, right? The
softness.
Look.
Right.
But they're not going too far with it.
Mm-mm.
Because I think that's where people get in trouble with that look is they go to that like
HDR.
Yeah. Like,
no, they
craziness.
didn't. Yeah. Hey, Karen is asking, what's my username on eBay? I think it's Kelby SG. I don't know why. That's so stupid, but I think it's Kelby SG, right? Kelby SG. I think that's it. I should have said that earlier, shouldn't I? But I'm pretty sure that's it. Kelby SG. Okay, so we're off to a good start. Let's roll on.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got next. Here we go. 3 images. 1. And number 2. And number 3. And remember, our thing is we don't know who did these. We don't know their name. And we're going to give honest critiques. Honestly, they're okay. I mean, they're not bad.
They're not bad images.
They're not bad. But
it's not like sell your gear. Now they are kind of all different a little bit.
Yeah, they're all over the place. So I don't know what kind of photographer you are, but I mean, this is okay.
I mean, that's just that's a landscape shot, right?
Yep.
And the thing with that is there's no foreground element. It's kind of middle of the frame,
yeah.
You know, and it's kind of the sky's boring. The foreground's boring.
The horizon line is dead in the center of the photo.
Dead in the center frame, exactly. It's just not.
And there might have been a way you could have used that rock structure or concrete structure on your right as a leading line, but still, you know what it is? At the end of the day, it's just kind of a mad location. It's not a great location. And when you think about it, is it great light? It's okay light. Is the sky great? No. Is the foreground? No. Is there something really obvious and interesting? No. Is there anything about this that's really like, hey, wow? Nothing. It's just, okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right.
And that's how the next one, I mean, that's good. It's okay. A lot of headroom. You know?
This is the best one, I think. Yeah. There's a lot. There is a lot of headroom. Let's see for the
boringness up there.
Yeah. Let's. Because you got a bad sky. You could get.
Yeah, it always helps if you got a bad sky that not accentuate it.
Right, that would be better. But it's. I mean, he's not doing anything interesting. It's not like he's giving you a great look.
It is the strongest of the 3.
Yep, it is absolutely hands down. Yeah. Strongest of the 3, but still, it's just like. And you know what? This is a recurring theme. Why can't I? Get out of this. So a recurring theme that you'll see on this show, every episode is the same thing. You're just not shooting interesting stuff. It's a guy sitting there. It's a boring landscape, and it's a tiny plane. This has got a little bit of interest, but the plane's a little dot in the sky.
Yeah, it's got potential.
But it's way too wide.
Yeah.
It's
you
like
have to come in. Yeah, the thing is, as you come in, you're going to lose that.
You lose the darkness,
vignetting that you had with the cloud.
That's still better, I think.
Still better, yeah.
And because you could go add some vignetting now. If you really are a vignetting fan, you could just go in here and drop in some to where it's darker, and that's better. But it was so far away.
Yeah.
All right, I got to not show this again. Okay, so yeah, it's just too far away. So they're okay. They're all right. Yeah. But again, you're not shooting super interesting stuff, and so you're not getting super interesting shots. All right, here we go.
Oh, these look interesting already. Thumbnails.
Now,
that's the leading line that you were talking about.
Let's contrast this with the photo that we just looked at. This has a really, really great sky, a really, really great reflection, a leading line leading you into the photo, and that photographer put themselves in the exact right place to lead you to that sun and all that. This is a very, very pretty shot. Now we do have an issue here. We're going to fix it though.
Yeah.
We have a glow. Do you see this glow?
Yeah.
Here, don't have
the steps.
Yeah.
Or the walkway.
Yep. So here's what you're going to do. Go to Photoshop. Go get the clone stamp tool and switch your blend mode to darken. All right. Then what you're going to do is go over here right beside it, and you're going to click in this area over here. And then when you paint, when you set it to darken, it won't erase the dock, just the glow. It only affects pixels that are brighter than where you clicked. You can get rid of that glow in 2 seconds. Look at that. Glow be gone. Whoops, I got a sample from the right place. But that'll get rid of the glows and the weirdness, and that'll help. But still light years. But I want the person that sent in that other photo to really see what the difference is. Like, you missed the opportunity to lead you into the photo. This has got the great sky, the great reflection. Your reflection was a half a mile away. It was very small. It was very thin. It's like, this is much more in the right direction. All right, so let's keep rolling on. This is an artistic fine art composite. I'm not crazy about it. It's okay.
It's a good photo, though. I mean, it's got elements that make it's intriguing.
It's
and again, compositionally, it's leading you into that photo, into that door with the sailboat going through it.
I'm ambivalent about it.
But it's kind of like it's
but
okay.
Look at this one.
Oh, I like that one.
I love this one. So this is a good photographer. They can do really good, and they've got a great sense of color. So I love the movement. I love this shot. I've seen so many dance shots. It's hard for me to like one, and I see this one, and I instantly liked it. I'm like, yes.
Well, so Scott, if somebody wanted to recreate that, what technique would you use to recreate that?
To recreate it, you have to be on a tripod, and you have to use a very slow shutter speed while the dancer is moving. Now, it is possible. I don't think so. It is possible they used a flash and did a duration where it went da-da-da-da-da-da. You shot, because there are flash units. In fact, one that I'm selling from Elechrome has that feature built into it. I don't know if I mentioned I'm selling my Quadra HD Pro kit. 2 heads, 2 batteries. Anyway, long story short, it's made for stuff like that. But I don't think that's it. The lighting on the floor, it looks like theater lighting or something. In which case, they nailed it. But I'm just thinking it's a slow shutter. Now, it may have been. They also may have done dragging the shutter, leaving the shutter open for a second, and then they hit it with a flash at the last second. It's just a setting on your camera to literally change to rear curtain sync. And what that does is it lets you have a bit of the ambient light first, and then the flash fires to freeze the motion. That may be what was done here. However they did it, they nailed it. It's one of those things.
That's great.
They nailed it. So anyway, great job. Really, really good stuff. The first one, I'm on the fence about. Erik likes it, so we're going to go with that. But the other 2, I think, are spot on. Very, very good job. All right. When we come back, we're going to look at more stuff, and we might even talk about a second hamburger. What? No. 1 hamburger for today.
That'd be crazy.
No, this is 1 hamburger Wednesday.
Guys, Adobe just announced, I am not kidding, a groundbreaking update to Lightroom and Camera Raw, and it's across all the Lightrooms, whether it's classic or cloud or mobile or whatever. Crazy stuff that they did with the masking. Amazing, wonderful, changes everything, because they took some of the AI stuff and the machine learning stuff and the amazing, crazy Photoshop stuff, and they put it in Lightroom. And guys, I'm telling you, this is game-changing, mind-blowing, crazy stuff. You're going to be able to work faster and more efficiently and do things you never thought you would do in Lightroom. They have done an amazing job with this. I'm telling you, this is absolutely awesome. And I put together a class, and it's a short class. It's not a big long one. It's a short one. And when you're done with this class, you're going to totally get it. You're going to know it all, and you're going to be able to apply it to your work right away. It's going to change your game. You're going to love it. You're going to have a blast with it. And I cover it all in my brand new class. So come check out my brand new class on all the cool new Lightroom masking features over at kelby1.com.
For over 20 years, leading software developer Boris FX has made its mark on the film and television industry. Now, our Academy and Emmy Award-winning visual effects tools are available for photographers. Welcome to Optics. Optics is a collection of 160 filters for Photoshop and Lightroom. Simply apply the effect and launch the interface. Optics features thousands of customizable and creative presets for photo editing and effects layering. The top tools include lens flares for cinematic looks, realistic night skies with star fields and moon generator, add lightning with on-screen interactive control. The Easy Mask tool creates masks with just a few clicks. Optics is available now as a plugin for Photoshop and Lightroom and includes the standalone application for macOS and Windows. Get Optics now for 25% off. Visit borisfx.com, add Optics to your cart, and apply coupon code KELBY25.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey, we're back. Scott Kelby here. Erik Kuna's in his car. Alex says, shouldn't we start a crowdfunder so Erik doesn't have to live in his car? You know, I think if you're living in a Tesla, you're not really necessarily having to live in it. So I don't I don't feel too bad there for Mr. K. Paulina says, hi all from Maine, but Paulina is also known as Pee-wee. So high five, Pee-wee. Glenn says it's 32 degree Fahrenheit in Calgary. Woo, but you know what? Calgary's right there at Banff National Park, so I'm very jealous. And Diane says hi from San Diego.
Can't be too upset.
Yeah, we can't be too upset. Jay, my buddy Jay from Minneapolis says, please do a Hamburger Wars blog post. Might be time. There's a lot of good hamburgers out there. The problem is there's way more good hamburgers than there are chicken sandwiches. Let's get to work. All right, we got some. These are good. All right. This first one is a photo you shouldn't like, but I really do. Take a look here. Because you'd go, it's just a tractor in a field. But it's the way it's composed. It's the colors of the tractor work so perfectly with the rest of the photo. There's some really good post-processing going on here, and what I believe to be a totally fake sky also going on there. I do believe that sky was dropped in sky replacement, and in which case, 5 extra points for you. But I think this is just an interesting shot. I don't know why. I just think it's cool.
I like it. I mean, again, we got a leading line there.
Yeah.
You know, or like it's leading you back into the frame. You see where the tractor would be coming from.
And the low,
and then you've got
low
the yellow of the
perspective
of the flower with the yellow of the rim.
Yeah.
And the green with the flowers. Yeah, I mean, it just works.
Yes, I think it all works together. And the low perspective where you have those flowers that are large and you've got the low, and it makes the tractor look big and impressive. I don't know. I think it's a very interesting shot. I really do. This next one is a very nicely done. I think this is out at Cannon Beach or something. I think it's out on the Oregon's coast. I could be wrong. But some sea sacks here. And I think this is a very, very pretty shot that's just, it's too sharp. It's just the post-processing went a little too far here. And there is a little glow. You can fix the glow. We know that. It's actually kind of a big soft glow around the main sea stack. But I think it's just back the post-processing off by 25%, and you're there. Now, by the way, here's how to do that. Go to the original photo, the fixed up one, and just get it, regular baseline stuff. No sharpening, no plugins, no nothing, just good. And then copy and paste it directly on top of this in Photoshop. Then just lower the opacity to where you get a blend of the overdone version and the original version, and you'll have a winner. You will have a winner. It'll be great. All right. And then
so the other thing there is sharpening selectively, because the water in front is so sharp.
Yeah.
It's like your eye immediately goes to all those ripples in the water rather than that rock in the background.
Yeah.
So you might want to selectively sharpen the rock, and that you might actually want to add more of a blur to the foreground and the background to create separation in the photo rather than just sharpening the whole thing.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is and the sky is sharp.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
the sky is sharp. It's all
it doesn't look natural.
Yeah, now you can sharpen the crud out of the rock, and you can sharpen the water a little bit, but yeah, it's just too much. The last
like
one,
the bottom of the water in the sky. Yeah.
This last one I really like. It's got a lot of great graphics to it.
Yeah.
And there's
imagery.
If this was my shot, here's what I would do. First off, there's a shadow of a different car on the right top right corner. I would get rid of that shadow. And then, although it's not going to be historically accurate, or not historically accurate, accurate to the photo, you see all this area where the light is shining through down here at the bottom near I think I would just fill that in with gray, because there's so much going on here. It's drawing your eye away from everything. I would just make it more of this shadow. And then you could, in fact, I have a program that might do that for us. Let's just, my Photoshop's acting funky here. Now this is not going to be a good job of it. So please understand but I would get rid of this stuff. It's going to be, I think I even have a hard brush. So let's get the soft brush would help here. But just get rid of all this stuff. And I would go and get rid of all of it. Now, it's not going to be right to what the lighting pattern was or blah, blah, blah. But I think it'll help the important parts of what because your shot's not about the shadows so much as it is about the intricacy of the car. So just take a second. I am slopping through this, so please do a better job than I'm doing here. I'm just trying to get it done just to give you an idea. And you maybe could leave that last one just for something. But anyway, I think there's something there. It's a good shot. I think it's a really good shot. And I think you're obviously a very skilled photographer. So don't take these, it's really post-processing stuff. Because your photography and your use of light and all that stuff is money. So yeah, good on you. All right, let's keep rolling. All right. I was at this exact same spot, but I do not have as good a shot. That's very nice. Very nice. I love seeing those I guess, what are the hydrogen bubbles? I forget what they are, but it's just down on the ice. It's bubbles created by stuff. Oh, gosh, I love this. Now, I think this is that house up in Canada. The other shot was in Canada. That's Banff National Park over there. That is the house that they use on that TV show, Resident Alien, because it's filmed in Canada, as the main character's house. And the reason I know is because every time we see it, my wife goes, I want to live there. So that's beautiful. This is just gorgeous. And you got the northern lights up there and the house is lit. And this is one shot's got it all. And this is just beautifully done. But guys, can I point out something about this? Do you know how many waterfall shots we see on the grid? Absolutely a ton. Everybody sends them in. And they're all technically really good, but they're all messy. Almost all of them, we always go, you got trees, you got branches, you got this, and it's just kind of a mess. This one, what makes it work so well is how clean it is. It is a very, very clean shot, and the water kind of leads you right down into the bottom. I mean, this is a very, very nicely done. There's nice bits of light and highlighting of lights. They've used light effectively to do this. These are all just really wonderfully done. This is a kick-butt photographer, so good for you. Do you have anything to say other than yay, Mr. Kuna? We can't hear what Eric's saying, so I will interpret for you. Erik said, Scott, I agree with everything you just said. It's perfect. You're always right. Always. So.
Can you hear me? Hear me?
Crap, he's back. I mean, yeah, good. He's reconnected. It's good stuff.
Who knows? It's great. I mean, overall, everything was great about those. I like them.
All right, listen to this, though, Erik. I have some breaking news. Lisa says, Scott, one more burger recommendation. I was in Tampa this weekend, and I had a burger at Oak and Ola at Armature Works. So good. We got to write that down. Oak and Ola at Armature Works. I've never been there, but I got to try it now. All right, that's pretty good. Hey, Paulo's here from São Paulo, Brazil. Nice to have you here, Paulo. And Hot Pixel says, is Erik doing the grid from space? Yes, he is. He's always doing the grid from space. Okay, even if he's here. All right, here we go. Here's another one. Here we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to discount the fact that it's an insect because this one doesn't really bother me too much. But what we have here are 3 images they're okay.
It's like that other one we saw earlier.
Yeah,
where it's just,
there's nothing wrong, but there's nothing right. It's just, yep, that's a leaf. Oh, it's a couple leaves. And I know that you're attracted by the light because there's good light, but it's not an attractive leaf. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's like, and this shot, it's backlit, but it doesn't look great. The lighting doesn't look great. The flower itself doesn't look all that great.
The only thing about,
this is the best one of the 3.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's the best one in that it hit me at first that it looks like the flower is sticking its tongue out at you and kind of like it's got a face. That's what I saw at first, so I think that's interesting, but it's just okay.
Yeah, these are all just okay. So
the bug shot or the dragonfly, the dragonfly doesn't look sharp, or is it just me?
No, it's reasonably sharp. No, it's okay. So here's what I would say is I think your camera technique is fine. All that stuff is fine. Your exposure's fine. All that stuff is fine.
Yeah.
It's just time to search for more interesting flowers. That's it. You've got the technique. You're just shooting boring flowers. Let's find some beautiful flowers. Go to a florist, buy a flower, put it in your backyard so there's some green behind it. But it's the search for really interesting, beautiful flowers, and you're getting your light pretty much right. So imagine if you had a fantastic flower in this light, just like some beautiful flower. This would be a ooh. So it's just a eh, and we're not going for right? So. But yours is easy to fix. Okay, here we go. Another aviation one. The Blues, the Blue Angels.
Blue number 5.
Getting some vapors off that one. Now, here's the issue. 2 of the 3 of these are horribly out of focus.
Yeah, like that middle one. Yeah, that one's a
dude. The other ones too. The MiG, I think is that a MiG?
Yeah. Both of those are kind of throwaways.
Yeah, they're throwaways.
Both of those are 1s or 2s.
Yep.
1s or 2s.
Yeah, these are.
First one's not bad.
First one's not bad. Yeah, you got some nice vapors coming off the wings, and it's nice. And the colors all look good together.
The hard part,
and it's sharp.
The blue sky and the Blue Angels is you're losing some. The tail and all that stuff. But
well, you can see it better. I don't know. I'm looking at it on my screen. It's not. It's not so bad. You are losing a little of the rear tail, but these 2 got to go. They're throw them in the trash. They're out of focus.
Those are they're not sharp.
No.
Yeah,
like that's
key with the aviation photos.
Yeah, and that's the barrier to entry. That's like step 1. Are they sharp? Now, if let's just pretend this was sharp, I would go and get rid of these. These landing lights here in the back, and just you got a fence line. There's just a lot of nasty stuff happening, just distracting junk in the photo. But overall, it doesn't matter. The shots are out of focus. So you did great here, and you left room in front of the. Take note of that. There's room in front of the jet. It's very important not to crop these so tight where it's right up against the nose. Psychologically, we want room for whatever the object that is moving to have space in front of it to move into. It's a psychological effect, but it is what it is. These both have that. All 3 of the images have that, but if they're out of focus, well, that's kind of bad. But okay, let's roll on. Ooh, okay. Well, I know that's in, I think, Kyoto. So these are all in Japan, and these are very nicely done. These are all nicely composed, beautifully post-processed. Yeah. If I was going to tweak anything, I'm not crazy about the blue in the sky in this middle one. I think maybe just desaturating a little. Blue and brown are not awesome colors together. They're not a natural... in the color wheel, you're not going to see blue and brown hanging out and partying. I don't know what to do with that sky other than a sky replacement where you put in a sky that looks great, a sunset sky or an early evening sky that's a blue hour sky. It's just jarring to see that blue with that brown. It's just a color thing. However, great photo still. And they either got up really early in the morning or stayed up really, well, I don't know. I don't know where that sky came from, but if it's a drop-in sky, it's time to try another one. This is great. I never got to Kyoto. I got to the baby version of this, which is in Tokyo, but I never got over there. But beautifully done. These are gorgeous shots. They would make great metal prints. Good job. Here we go. Well, these are all very, very nicely done. The only thing I would say is it's very obvious that you used frequency separation on the face. That's the trademark of frequency separation. It's just too much. It's just a bit. If you could back that off a bit, it's just too much. And again, you can do the thing that I talked about earlier. Get the original photo, get it looking good, remove any blemishes, put it on top, and then lower the opacity and get the face looking more natural. It looks overly affected, and the eye looks too sharp. Really good photo, though. Very, very nice photo. Nice black and white conversion. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on here. But if you were saying, Scott, what would you do to make it better? Less frequency separation, back it off. And then the eye's just too sharp. It looks like an alien eye. This one is really nice. The lighting's very subtle. I love that you didn't let the light hit the ground and overlight the ground. This is just good all the way around. I don't really see anything here to mess with. It's a good job. This last one I think is my favorite of the three. I love the way you've got the brim covering so much of of her face, and it's just an interesting shot. And overall, I think your black and white stuff, your conversions are good. The lighting is very good. You're just good. Well done. All right, and we've got some real estate shots here, and then we'll take a pause after this. Nice. Well, these are all good. These are obviously professional. The only thing I would say if I had to critique anything is I don't like seeing a car outside the window. I'm drawn to that. Now, there's a brick wall there and some grass. You could get rid of that car, and you could get rid of the car on the left. It does detract a bit, and it wouldn't be too hard. That's not a really bad retouch. But the way you're shooting into the corners, your height perspective is pretty good. You could go a little lower on the height, but you're using the right lens. You've got good light, natural light in there. The rooms probably look a lot bigger than they really are. There's some other stuff I might clean up out here, but overall, I think you're rocking it. These look great. Very nice. All right, when we come back, we have a whole bunch more. We're going to make sure that Mr. Kuna is connected, because when you're in space, there's solar flares and stuff. So he's highly affected by solar flares. It's his kryptonite. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, Erik Kuna here, and I want to tell you about my new class over on Kelby1.com. It's about advanced Milky Way post-processing. We're going to go through all the steps you need to know, taking your image from that raw file all the way to a processed final image, right? And we're going to go through dealing with light pollution. We're going to talk about how to nail that white balance and really enhance the Milky Way and enhance the detail in your images. And then those finishing moves to create that dreamy landscape where really the Milky Way and the landscape kind of become one, and that image really pops and has that depth and dimension you want it. We're going to show you noise reduction tools to really enhance those Milky Way shots and wipe out noise. Things like Topaz denoise, On1 no noise, DxO's Deep Prime, that really take that noise and just wipe it right out. The other thing we're going to do is show you tools and techniques that I use to speed up my workflow and really make it lightning fast. I'm going to show you how I do it with actions and presets and panels to get done with the image faster so you can get on to creating your next image. So come join me on the journey with my next class over on Kelby1.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Hey, we are back. Mr. Kuna is with us, but we're having some connection problems because of solar flares and SpaceX and the government and stuff like that. So, anyway, Tim Wallace. Hey, Tim Wallace, the award-winning. That guy's won more photography awards than you can shake a stick at. I saw something he did today where he had a blue, was it a Lamborghini or a blue Ferrari? He's always shooting some incredibly exotic car in the studio. And it just his behind the scenes shots, I'm like, dang, that lighting looks good. Just his modeling lights on the car. I'm like, this guy's nailing it. Well, nice to see you, Tim. Okay, we are looking at blind critiques today. Let's go to the next one. I love 2 out of 3 of these. The first one's good too. This is nice, but once I saw these other 2, all I want to see is more of that. These are very nicely done. I love these. They're really very, very interesting. And this is a landscape, and we've seen lots of landscapes, and it's a nice one. It's nicely done. I have no critiques. It's lovely. But this and this are really interesting. So Space Needle, and maybe it's a corner of that place in New Mexico. I don't know. But I love it. These 2, I am sold. I love them. I love the light. I love the angles. I love the whole 9 yards. You know what else I love? I love Jack Resnicki, who is joining us from New York City. Hey, Jack. What's up? Jack has a wonderful class that he does on copyright. We just went and redid the copyright model release classes and things like that. And Jack was down here with attorney Ed Greenberg. And if you haven't caught those on Kelby 1, go catch them, because the rules have changed. How it all happens has changed, and Jack and Ed are so entertaining and just fun to listen to. And it doesn't sound like a class on copyright would be that much fun. You will love it. You will absolutely love it. All right, for the photographer we're looking at, more of this stuff, yay. And this is fine. You're obviously very good at it. This is great. But this stuff is, woo! Man, I think you're onto something. I think you're onto something there. All right. Here we go. Look at that turkey. The timing's perfect. That turkey looks delicious. If only I liked turkey. Okay. That's a deer. And foggy moose, I think, or agitated elk. So I don't really know what to say. I really do like this photo. It has a cinematic feel to it. It looks like you took a frame from a movie. And I like the fogginess, and I like that he sees you, and it may be a little bigger than it needs to be, because, you know, one of the things that we want to see with animals is we like to see them up close. Animals from a distance aren't as interesting, but the fall color and the fog, I don't know, I think this is a really interesting shot. This one's okay. It's like you were in the forest and there was a deer, and it's not a bad deer shot. I've seen some that are just like, oh, come on, it's all right. I don't know what's going on in the bottom right corner. There's just like a dark area. And what you could do that would make this maybe a bit more interesting is make the light more interesting. Go grab one of the new masking tools, and let's use the radial gradient, and let's darken it a bit, and let's put it over here, but let's hit inverse. Let's invert that mask. And if I can remember where the invert button is. So you could make this lighting more interesting. And I think at that point it becomes a lot more. So let me get out of that. Just put it before and after. Oh, that's not it. There you go. I think you could do something more interesting with the lighting that would make that photo a lot better, but also kind of take the heat off that bottom right corner where it looks like your thumb is over the lens or something. But I think that would help. I think that would help that photo a lot. And it's not a bad photo, so don't get me wrong. None of these they're all good. The turkey does not have the same impact that the blurry moose or elk would. I don't think they're moose. I think they're like elk or the Elks Club. They're Elks Club members. This one, it's just an interesting shot. It still is interesting. I just don't know if the fog and everything's working. Let me see if I can go through what it would look like if there wasn't fog. Let's go to the dehaze slider. I don't know. I don't see turkeys like that. That thing's prime. that thing doesn't have long to live. But I think you're doing pretty good. I mean, I think you're doing all right. I don't know what to think of that turkey shot. I don't know. All right, here we go. This is a very, very, very tiny bride and groom in a crooked shot. Well, that's kind of a nice moment. And that's kind of okay. So these are all right. This is crooked. You do see this, right? You see this is very crooked. And also, over here you just have black nothing. That's not really helping. And your bride and groom is so far away, it could be anybody. So what you might consider is first straightening your photo. Let's start there. Jeez. All right, let's go to a geometry. And there's a little rotate slider. And let's just flip and get your horizon lines straight. All right, while we're having this kind of fun, all of this is not helping you. You can still have what looks like a wide epic shot without it being just, yeah. And I'm not sure if I wouldn't get rid of that sailboat altogether and the edge of that tree. Because at least you can see the bride and groom. Now it's straight. You can see a little bit more of them. I think this is a much stronger version of the same photo. And you can still see they're on the dock and all that. I mean, you didn't lose anything. And I know that you're going for that 14 millimeter super wide epic shot, but I think this is a much stronger one than the one that you captured, but still not bad. This one's all right. It's just a very nice timing, but honestly, I don't want to sound snarky, but that's your job. Your job is to get the ring shot and to get that expression. And it's nice that, he's making maybe a funny gesture, like, where's my ring or something. But this is basic. Your basic job is when they're exchanging rings, you better be shooting that shot. So it's okay. They probably love it. The bride and groom love it. I don't know why we have this guy's shoulder in here. So why is his shoulder in the shot right there? So you got some framing issues, but, you can probably fix that. Yeah, what that guy's shoulder doing in there? I don't know. Bring it in a little closer. It'll be a little more obvious what's going on. But the lighting is interesting, and but that cropping was not. But that's easy fix. So 2 easy fixes. I'm not a particular fan of this shot. It would look great in the album. It would be a great album shot, in a 2-page spread or something, and you've got the mother and the father of the groom maybe out of focus. They're a little too out of focus, but I'm not. This is my least favorite, but they're all pretty good. I mean, I don't want to be too harsh. These are all pretty good. I mean, you know what you're doing. You're doing it. Oh, I think I hear the scrambling Kuna come back.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was if you can hear me.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you and see you much better now.
Yeah, I mean, it went my phone just went all the crap.
Uh-oh. Russian spy stuff?
Shut down.
Russian spy stuff getting you.
That's
all right.
it.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So we just looked at 3 photos that were all pretty good. Just a little cropping stuff. All right. Hey, we're going to take a short one. When we come back, we just have a few photos left. We want to get to them. So this next one, I think there's a really good lesson in there. So we'll catch those right after the break. Don't go away.
Hey there, my name is Brett Malley. I'm a Kelby 1 instructor, and you should take a look at my latest class on advanced landscape compositing. In this class, we really take landscape compositing to a whole other creative level, where you get to imagine it and create it from all the different pieces of landscape images in your archive. So check it out right here on Kelby 1.
Would you believe us if we told you that you could fit studio lighting in your pocket? Well, Lytra has made it possible. Lytra is a global award-winning brand that designs and manufactures professional-grade camera lights that are compact, rugged, and waterproof. Whether you're using Lytra gear in a photo studio or underwater, Lytra's mission is to provide content creators with flexible and unlimited lighting tools that can mount on any camera, anywhere. Their lights come with a high CRI or color rendering index, making them some of the most color-accurate lights in the industry. Due to the light's compact and rugged design, photographers are able to use the lights in ways that their studio lighting never could. Lytra has also made multiple lighting accessories available to fit your every need as a creator. Whether you're shooting portraits, nailing a product shot, or even flying your drone, they have got you covered. Lytra enables photographers and filmmakers to focus on their craft and create something beautiful. What will you create?
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Hey, we are back. Scott's here. Erik is back with us, live from his car at Cape Canaveral. All right.
I'm back.
He is back. All right, let's take a look at the, I think it's this one right here, the next one. Yep, here we go. We got 3 shots, another aviation shot. Here we go. Nice propeller blur and all that. Nice sharp shot. All right, here's the lesson. Do what's in this third photo. The most common thing that Erik and I see on the grid when it comes to long exposures is they didn't do it long enough. This one is beautiful because they did it long enough. It's the same pier, I think, as the previous shot. But they didn't do a long exposure here. They didn't go for 5 minutes or whatever it took, but here they did. That is beautiful. You should enter this one in competitions. You should sell this as a framed metal print. This is gorgeous. And that's a sunset, and that's a plane with a boat that looks ugly. You don't need a blurry Coast Guard cutter. The plane's fine. The rest is meh. That's okay. This is phenomenal. One of the best shots of today, if not the best shot of the day.
Oh, I love that.
Dude, the colors, the softness, the silkiness. I see shots like this winning competitions again and again and again. This is money. This is beautifully done, beautifully cropped, perfectly handled, right time of day.
So Scott, I think for people, like, what is it about photos like this that speak to us?
Well, for one is you have it's not showing us like this is I was at the beach and there's the sun and the thing. This is art. This is a documentary type of shot. This is art. The way the colors all blend. This is a very graphical piece. Like because you went long enough, the clouds are streaky, and look at the difference in the variance of colors. They move so nicely. Then you hit the horizon line, and you've got that dark edge, and then it goes to another set. It's like a rainbow with interest. It's like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think for people this is the hardest thing is like figuring out what the difference between those, because like there's so much good in this shot.
Yeah.
You've got a perfectly straight horizon line. You've got the difference, like you said, in the colors. You even have the line of the coast.
Yes.
Is meeting in the corner. Like
yes.
Like that's just perfect.
But here's the thing, guys. It's the simplicity of it. It's so simple. It's just like it strikes you immediately. Beautiful colors, the softness, the contrast in colors, and the simplicity. My gosh, this is I think this is the best shot of the day. If I was going to hang one on my wall, this would be the one of anything we've seen today. We've seen some great shots today. So, but this is really, really good. So congratulations to whoever in the world took that shot. Do more of that. But guys, it's the thing that made that shot was, yes, it was great color. It was all, but the technique was on the money. They did that thing that they didn't do in the previous shot. They put an ND filter on there. They left their camera open for 6 minutes or 7 minutes or 11 minutes or whatever it took, and they got a killer winner. Most people won't put that ND filter on and go through the steps, which is very simple, to get a really good long exposure. Erik and I sit here month after month going, if you had just gone a longer exposure, instead of using a 3-stop or just going to f22, you put a 10-stop on there and it's magic. I'm telling you guys, it's magic. You got to do it. All right. This is interesting. We got some car shots here, racing shots. And they're super sharp. However, they are super sharp and they're well put together. I feel like this shot, the blur was added in Photoshop. I don't feel like this was or it's super enhanced in Photoshop.
Well, maybe accentuated in Photoshop, yeah.
Big time, I think so. Now, I could be wrong, but I do kind of, it has that look. What it doesn't have is the real blurry look that real blurry shots have. So I doubt that the person that got this one with just a minimal amount of blur all of a sudden nailed the blur technique here. Now, same thing here. It's just this one looks more legit, but I still think some of the blur was added in post. Now, I don't mind adding blur in post. I don't think this is wrong. But however, here's kind of a giveaway. This is a secret giveaway. Look at the tires and look at the name of the tires. If you were really getting the full spin, you wouldn't see just the top and the bottom. It would be a perfect circle where the names are. So one of the ways I can usually tell if the blur has been added in post is if you see if I can see here. Yeah, so the wheel spin. Think about a wheel.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like a half wheel spin.
Right, it's like a half wheel spin. It should be, if that was really rotating, wouldn't it be yellow all the way around? Mm-hmm. But at a slower speed. But that's okay. I'm a Photoshop guy. I'm not telling you not to do it. Here's what I would tell this photographer. I like your composition. I like where you're going. And I actually like what you're doing in post. Most people would not realize the things that I'm telling you, but I've just shot a lot of motorsports. What I would tell you is this. If you could work on your panning and get your shutter speed slower, I think this looks like 100th of a second or 1/25th of a second. Let me see if they've got any XF data on these. Let's go look. This was 100th of a second. This one's 100th. All right. Let's go see if this one has any. Nope. I bet this one doesn't either. Oh, this one was 100th of a second. Yeah, you're not going to get the kind of blur that you really want. Now, it's not easy. It's not easy, but that's what makes those shots great. I like what you're doing. I think you got a lot of talent for this. Let's just get the slower, the more realistic blur. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, these are really good. Mm-hmm. So this is weird. I feel like these two aren't bright enough, and I think the third one's too bright. So the third one just seems...
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, the third one, let me get to... the third one seems overly bright, and I'd rather see the highlights accentuated and not everything else. Let me bring up those highlights and keep lowering the exposure. Might have to use whites here to get where I want to get. I'm kind of messing this up. All right, that's not exactly where I want to be. But I like these, but they just seem like they need either whites. Yeah, there we go. I think adding just the whites for that one did well. Let's go to the other one. These are good though. I love what you're doing with your light. So please don't take this as like I'm just like, ooh, these are so good. Yeah, either the highlights or the whites.
And
maybe a little more texture.
I mean, that's another thing. Is like, so you're saying, the light. It has to do with, I mean, they're using light that is sculpting the body, which that's what you're wanting to do here. And I think that's when you're saying the light.
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry.
About,
yeah.
Right?
Yes. So take a look. I just did a little bit here. And it looks different on my screen than I'm seeing on the screen here in the studio, so I can't tell which. But I like what I'm seeing on my screen, and I like what you're doing. So let me just say this: I love what you're doing. This is great stuff, and the athletes that you're shooting this for, I think this one's too bright. I will say that it's just too bright. And I love the mystery and stuff that you're doing. I would really stick with that. Like the first 2 shots have that great, like you're starting to develop a signature look, and this is just a very muscular guy, much like myself.
Well, the last one doesn't have like that highlight shadow.
Right, it doesn't have that. Yeah, like this stuff is money, and it's different, and it's interesting. It captures you, and this is a really muscular guy. So it's just overlit. I would stick with that stuff that you're doing. And do more of that, because that's you're onto something there. All right, just a couple more. We have 4 more left to finish the day. Hey, that's kind of interesting. That's kind of nice. You know what it is? You need to invest in a one-stop diffuser. You get it for $10, but go ahead and buy the Westcott 5-in-1 so you get reflectors and diffusers. Take the diffuser and put it over the flower. And all of a sudden, your light becomes beautiful. Your light's a bit harsh. Beautiful flowers. I love the raindrops in harsh light. Harsh light. Harsh light. A one-stop diffuser would make all the difference in the world, because then you'll still get the light. They'll still be bright. You'll lose one stop of light, but what you'll get is beautiful color. Like all of your colors will look saturated, not washed out. So you won't have to push the vibrance so far. I'm telling you, you're $39 away from having killer flower shots. Go get a Westcott 5-in-1 reflector. It's a circular reflector. You get them at B&H. All right. But good job. I like the way you're composing them, too. All right, next. Look at this flower. Okay. Take this flower.
That's a good shot.
This is a great shot. You know why? It's a beautiful flower taken in beautiful light, and a honeybee. Oh,
well, and the honeybee makes the flower's awesome, but then having the honeybee in there like that.
All right, Erik.
That's like the action. That is the peak moment of action.
This is great. This is just a great shot. Now, take this same flower and put it, remember the leaves we saw earlier? They were just kind of like leaves in the forest. Remember, they were just kind of like, meh, couple of leaves. But the light was nice. If you put a beautiful flower like that, then you'd have a shot. But unfortunately, if you take away the flower and the bee, what have you got? Meh. But this is lovely. This is just lovely. This I like. Now, I love the desertedness of it. I love that it says Santa Monica, Route 66, end of the trail. I love that. I would get rid of 2 things. They would be a pain in the butt. I just caught myself there. Be a pain in the butt, but I'm telling you, it would make a huge difference in this photo, and this is such a great shot. Get rid of those beige poles right here. Get rid of these 5 poles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Get rid of these 6 poles and get rid of those signs on the lamppost. Just this one, actually. No, get rid of that one too. Because I'm starting to look over there. What is this? I'm telling you, you get rid of these. You got something here. Now, this is not a 5-minute job. This is a half hour, 45 minute.
Hard, especially when you start running over all those different textures.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just get rid of some of these just to give you an idea, and it's not going to be good. So yeah, it's like it came out better than expected.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to get rid of these real quick. Oh, the mode is set. I'm sorry, hold on. The mode is incorrect. It was set to darken for some reason. Hold on. Oh, God, I was just, come on. You can do better than that. Just what happened there? All right, now this is very quick and rough. But I want you to see what it's going to do for your photo. And the starkness of it, which is what's so great about this, the abandon. I'm telling you, this may not be a half-hour job. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Now, while we're here.
You could go in and clean it.
Yeah, oh no, this is not a finished product.
I mean,
but I'm just saying, I thought it was going to be.
Right now,
I thought it was going to be messier than it was, and then we're going to get rid of this whole thing here. This, just because you're not supposed to. I don't want to lose what the message is. This is the end of the line, Route 66. And that sign is perfect. And just get rid of this junk. So you just have a pole over there. Now, I'm going to show you before and after. It's not perfect, right? You know that. We all know that, right? Here's before. Here's after. It's a completely different shot.
Yeah.
From there to there. And this shot is worth it. I love what you did with the post-processing. I just love it. Get rid of that stuff, and I'm telling you what, you got a killer shot there. You got a competition-worthy shot. All right, there was one other. Oh, I found that there's Armature Works. I found the burger place. That was what we do on the breaks. Hang on, let me find it where we were. Here we go. Okay, another one. I love this. I love the ship in the background. This is great. I love the toning and you're onto something. I'm telling you, whoever this is, you're onto something. And there's nothing to do to this one. This is good as it is. You know what would have been awesome with this shot, though? Seriously. Longer exposure. Longer exposure. All right. Can I give you one trick? Do we have a second? You want a cool trick?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. We're going to get the select sky. Just go to select sky.
Oh, I got a feeling I know what you're going to do.
It actually selected a little more of this than I expected. So let's just use the quick select tool. That's better. Hang on. And the sky. And it did select a part of the sign, which isn't good. Okay, I think we got it. Now, here's what you have to do first. This is a two-part trick. I'm just trying to fix that. All right. Step one is you have the sky. We have to inverse. So you have everything but the sky and put that up on its own layer. So I've got the water and the sign on their own layer. Then we go to the background. And we're going to so I need to go back and inverse again. So I reselected and hit inverse. Now I've got the sky. So I need the sky in its own layer. So what I have is, just look, sign on one layer, sky on one layer. Go to the sky layer, go to filter, blur, radial blur, and go to zoom. And we'll put it maybe here and go up quite a bit. And quality is best. Click OK. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. I just picked a random number too, so it might not be right. So there's your streaky sky. Now, I think it needs a bigger streaky sky. So that the number I chose was not correct. So what is it? Radial blur, zoom, and maybe we need I don't know, 67. Maybe that's the right number. Give it a second. Yeah, it's not the fastest filter in the world. All right, then you have to bring the sign back. And what do I have to? I have to remember what to do to get the rest. I'm forgetting. There's a step I'm forgetting.
Well,
that gets you
the background layer on as well.
Oh, yeah. Did that get us there? I might have done it. There we go. Thank you, Eric. But now you've got this long exposure sky.
Yeah, it's like a faux long exposure sky.
Yeah. And now, here's the thing about this trick. If you had done a longer exposure and then you apply it, it's incredible. So if you start with that, it's better. All right, we're spending too much time on this, but I just thought I would give you an idea there. We have just a couple left. I'll tell you what, that photographer's shooting lights out. Two more. Here we go. That's nice. It's very Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of nice too.
Yeah, I really like that middle one.
The middle one is money. Yeah, it is. That's really good. Good post processing, lots of detail. That one's really great. This one has potential, but I think part of the problem is I don't mean this in a bad way, but your subject isn't as strong here as he is here. He's just got incredible character in his face, and here he has character, but he's not. It's not as strong. Now, the other problem is, and we can fix this, is let's go to masking. Is that it's too bright? All this is too bright. Like, look at his face, and then this is all way too bright. So go get the linear gradient, darken it, drag it this way. Whoops. A lot. to get rid of all that stuff. So hold on, let me switch to a different. Do you see the difference? Like, you're really supposed to be looking at his face, not his pants. Like, the crotch area is extremely well lit. That is not what we're looking for. So, but you want his face brighter, and I think I would probably go in there with the brush. Then I go to masking, create a new mask, go to brush, and go in here with a little bit of exposure, and just maybe brighten that up a little bit, and maybe the hat and stuff. Just a smidge. Especially, I'm going to create another mask. And I'm going to go open up the shadows on the other side of his face. It's a little too dark over here. Because I think you're looking for like Rembrandt lighting. I think you're kind of, there we go. You're in the ballpark. Okay, so you're seeing kind of what I'm talking about here, right? So, but still, I like where you're going with all of this. Those are great. This one is suffering. I know the effect that you're doing there to get the exploding bat, but it's suffering from a really ugly background. So do this same shot someplace else. Like, we don't need power lines and a fence and empty bleachers and a net in the background and all. We just got to do this same shot someplace that's got a non-distracting background. Go to an empty ball field and do it right, because it's worth doing. So well done. All right, we have one last one and we're done. And it's this one. And it's cars. So these are all pretty good. They're actually they're not bad. However, what you're experiencing is the nightmare of shooting cars, which is the car's like a mirror. It's reflecting everything. Of the three, this one is reflecting the least. And you're down low, and the car's clean, and you're doing a lot of good stuff. But look at all the junk in the side of this Mustang. Now, you could clean it in post, but I'm telling you, it will take a lot. Tim Wallace, who we mentioned he was watching earlier, has a class on post-production for cars. But you've got to find you've either got to bring your own reflectors, like large reflectors. So what your car is reflecting is either a white or black, depending on what you want to do. It's reflecting everything across the street. It's like you're shooting into a mirror. That should not. Go look at a professional car picture. You don't see any of those reflections. It would just be a white highlight and then a gray highlight. It would just be completely, all right, I'm going to give you an idea, but it's going to be trash. Do not hold me to this, but I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. You would go and sample a color, and this is going to be so bad, but let's just say we sample this color, and you're going to get rid of all of these reflections. There shouldn't be any of that stuff. But a nice highlight is one thing, and that, like maybe even that cloud. But I'm seeing parking lot lines and stuff. So I'm just sampling those colors in that area, replacing the parking lot lines. Now, when you're done with this, you'll have to go add noise to this layer because it's going to look too digital. And then same thing in here. I got to find you got to, it's okay to leave a little highlight like that, but I don't want to see the building across the street. You're going to have to clean all this up. And then over here on the fender, there's just a lot of junk in this, just a ton of junk all over. There's little spots everywhere here. You're going to be a while on this one to get it where you want it. And then when you're done, and the hood, all right, and this up here has all got to go. Yeah, you're going to have to clean this thing way up. Now, when you're done, you're going to go add noise. Filter, noise, add noise. You're going to add monochromatic Gaussian noise, I don't know, 2 or 3 pixels, so it doesn't look so digital. Now, you know that was crap what I just did, but watch. But do you see how getting rid of that stuff, what a difference it makes? Now, you set yourself up for failure by shooting it downtown like that. Now, you could say, Scott, that's not my car. I didn't have any control over it. I saw this great-looking Mustang, and I shot it, and I got down low and did everything else. But if it's a friend's car, you can either buy white flats, big white flats from your local art supply store, or and they're 8 foot tall, and Erik and I have done this, haven't we, Mr. Kuna?
Yes.
You spend an hour moving the flats and getting rid of reflections. An hour just on getting rid of reflections. When the hour's up, it's time to shoot the car. But then you don't have to do all this crazy stuff in Photoshop, and it's worth it. Once you've got the reflections gone, you're in good shape. So, but
or Scott, if you take care of those big things, it's easy to come in and do the little things that you couldn't get.
Oh yeah, you're still gonna have to do some. You're
so I mean that's where doing it and getting it done in right in camera, where you bring in those big flats and stuff like that, it just helps you.
Yep.
In the long term.
And let me just see if I've got any other. Same thing with this one. This will be easier to fix because there's just not as much reflecting. But you still got to do this and get rid of the text on the window back there and the number 109 and all that. But again, it's a process. But you can shoot it and make your life very, very easy. Okay. We are super out of time. We got through all 20, which is great. Our prizes. So congratulations to the next 5 people who all won some cool stuff. Congratulations to Shauna Davies, who won the Boris Effects Optics plugin. Way to go. For the Platypod Twin Pack, Rich Gonzalez. Congratulations, Rich. For the Lightroom book, Laurent Lani. Congratulations. The On-One No Noise AI goes to Crystal Jones. And we're just going to pause for a moment while Erik talks about how fast it is.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's lightning fast.
There you go.
Amazing.
You can't stop him.
I really can't. I cannot believe it when you compare it to the other stuff out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then a signed copy of Rick Salmon's book goes to Lisa V. So here's what you have to do. To get your prizes, send us $500. No, you just have to send an email to gridprize@kelby1.com.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, grid prize. It's not on the screen. I'd usually written up there, and I'm like, So gridprize@kelby1.com. We will verify that you are actually the real you. We'll get your address, and we'll send it on out to you or give you a download link if you won it that way. But congratulations to all those folks, and thank you for watching. Nina says, lots of impressive images this week. Agreed. I think it was a really good week. Now, Nina, what you didn't see was we had hundreds of images submitted, hundreds, and we went through 60 on the show and still had hundreds. There were some images, Nina. All I could do was open them up and go, sell your camera, sell your gear. You're not a photographer.
That doesn't help anybody.
That doesn't help anybody. So I don't even show them. But trust me, Nina, there were a lot that I'm just looking at them, and I don't have any critique. I don't know. When we do these, we want to not only help the person that took the photo, but for you guys watching at home to go, oh, okay, when I want to shoot a car, I'm going to make sure that I'm not have a busy building behind me. Maybe I can shoot it at the mountainside where what's facing the car is the ocean and the sky, and I don't have to worry about all this stuff. We're hoping that you learn from that. But if we open up a photo and they're just snapshots, the person has no feel. And my analogy would be, it would be like handing someone that's never played a saxophone and go, here, see how you do on this. Honk, honk, honk. Yeah. It's that level of photo that was turned in by a number of people. There's nothing we can say. That we can't help. There's nothing constructive. And so if they want to take pictures and have fun, I don't want to take it away from them. I don't want to go, you should sell your gear, but you should sell your gear. Okay. Also, Rich Johnson. So Rich is outing himself as the photographer of the baseball shot with a crack of the bat, says, FYI, the baseball one is all in camera. Yeah, I believe that it is. So very, very well done, Rich. It wasn't the exploding bat. It's the exploding background.
No, and that's, I think, what you were saying about that shot.
Yeah.
That's what I think is so cool about that shot. That I think
redo the exact same thing with a great background.
It's just if that was done on a non-busy background,
yes,
without distracting things, it would be award-winning.
Yeah, it'd be a killer shot.
That's where it's like, it's a great idea, it's a great execution, except for when you look at the pictures, it's kind of busy in the background.
There you go. Well, Kathy Perupsky's in the house, which I've just been informed, and that's our cue to say goodbye. Mr. Kuna, thank you for joining us from the Cape. I hope your launch goes well tonight. I hope your launch goes tonight. How's the weather looking?
Yes. Well, it's for launch, it's 80% favorable weather. Right now, it's kind of gloomy over here, so that's never good. But we've got a few hours. It's going to be a night launch, so usually this time of year it'll clear up.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing the pictures. And thank you guys. Thanks to our crew and thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to you guys for watching. We appreciate it. We will be back next week with more fun and another fun show right here on The Grid. Take care, everybody.